Peace, what's going down? It's DJ Payne 1 here to break down a recent track that I produced for JL Hood and Stevie Stone, two super dope rappers. The track is called Not One of Them, and it features the legendary rapper N9ne. So I'm obviously pretty happy with the way this track turned out. So here I am in Acid Pro 8, which is my DAW of choice. Version 8 just came out earlier this year, and I've been using Acid Pro for years. People always ask me why. I'm going to make a few videos breaking down my process and explaining to you my workflow and why I use this DAW. But I'm happy that the 64-bit version is out. I actually got a new computer, so now I can take advantage of all the RAM. I can open, 10 different incidents of the most taxing VST just because I can now. So I'm having fun with that. I think one of the first things you'll notice about this track, if you've heard the song, is how simple the beat actually is. It's really just based around this 2-measure piano loop that I played. It's a single chord. It's just E flat minor. I don't remember exactly how I played it, but the main sound is from Omnisphere. Actually, there are 2 layers from Omnisphere. The main layer sounds like this. The secondary layer sounds like this. And obviously I filtered that quite a bit. And I just used the default EQ that's assigned to every track in Acid Pro because, it pretty much serves its purpose. I used it on both piano tracks, just, for simple EQ tasks. I need something fast and effective, so that's what I use. And then I always start with the melodic elements first in a beat, so I layered 2 Nexus sounds over it. Just some high piano chords, and then this Beauty Bells preset from an expansion pack. It's subtle, but it really fills out a lot of different frequencies, especially this one in the high registers. This build up here, I wanted to build the dynamic up. This is where I envisioned the part B of the chorus section of the beat. I sequence everything out in Acid, and it's easy to do, because I just look at the numbers. Okay, this is the first 8 measures. This is the intro. Now here's the first hook. This is the part A. This is the second part. You can see right here, this is the beginning of the 9th measure, 9.1, the downbeat. The first beat. Here's the second beat of the 9th measure, the third, the fourth. Here's the first beat of the 10th measure, so forth. So I like that I can do the sequencing and the production, the pre-production, and the recording too, even all in the same DAW. You'll also notice that in the intro here, there's this filter, and you can even see that I automated it here. That is a free plugin called DJM Filter. I just installed it and used it. I used it for the low shelving as well. Speaking of free plugins for the bass, and you can see that I used Big White Beats Pro Mix 2 kit for the bass. I just plugged that bass into a free VST sampler called Short Circuit. It's easy to add those glides. You just throw a sample in and you turn the legato on. You can control the portamento and all that. Now that plugin isn't showing up because it's 32-bit. Nowadays I use Grace, which effectively does the same thing. It's also a free VST sampler. Now obviously there are drums in here. A lot of people ask me how I get my drums so clear, and honestly the answer isn't effects. It isn't these crazy engineering techniques, because I'm not a great engineer at all. I never would say that I am. It's just using good, clear sounds that are sonically strong. So this kick, for example, it punches right through the mix. There's not much low end to it. It's a lot of punch, because if it has low end tonality, it's gonna conflict with my bass line. I don't want that to happen. The drums are simple, but these hi-hats here, let me explain. So you'll notice that they're not landing right on the grid. So what they are is, it's these 4 30-second note triplets. So if I change the grid markings to 30-second note triplets, I can program those pretty easily. I just paint them right on. So that's what I did. I'm erasing, now I'm painting back on. But I wanted to add a little more personality to these so they don't just sound like that. So right on my keyboard, I love this shortcut. I just hit the minus key to lower the pitch. Every time I hit the minus key, the pitch is reduced by a semitone. Same goes with the plus key. If I keep hitting plus, now I'm back to minus. I wanted the fourth hi-hat to be really low, so I went all the way down to -11. Right, let me just delete this to show you what I did. And then I switched back to just regular ruler marks, and I moved the hi-hat a little bit over to the left, sorry, to the right. So it's actually slower than the rest of the beat. That just adds personality. It makes it sound more organic, less mechanical, less robotic. And then when I want the dynamic to sound fuller, the whole beat, then I add an additional hi-hat, and this is a constant pattern playing at 16th notes, and those are also offset slightly to the right. And of course you have the signature roll-in sound. Where is it? Oh, you'll also notice that I'm bussing all of my percussive sounds. This is not engineering advice. As I said, I don't consider myself even close to being an engineer. But what I did add to these drums, another free plugin called Modern Exciter, and I just brightened up the highs. I like having a bright drum mix. What I'll generally do too is, in addition to some kind of brightener, some kind of exciter or transient plugin, is I'll throw on a limiter as well to really make the drums knock. That gives me a pretty clear mix. So pretty simple beat that turned into a pretty dope song, all created here in Acid Pro 8 by Magix. So stay tuned, because I'm going to post some more videos breaking down my workflow, and people ask me, like I said, why I use this DAW. I'm going to show you some of my tricks and shortcuts within this DAW. Maybe it'll make you consider switching. I don't know. Stay tuned. Peace.